the real reason why everybody hates New Moon. Now that the storm has settled and the damage has been done, after some time with me, myself, and I have a calm mind. I actually wanted to tackle why everybody hates Demon Slayer New Moon and how the game had one of the sharpest fall-offs in under 12 hours than any game we've actually ever seen on this platform. And yes, this game's fall-off was actually quicker than Fairy Tail Re's, statistically wise. Now, if you watch the video that I uploaded right before this one, or a couple of hours before this one, where I actually addressed the issues that Fairy Tail Re had and broke them down. Oddly enough, New Moon is actually very similar to this game in terms of the issues and the things that happened and that contributed to the game not actually doing well. If not, it's in a worse position than Fairy Tail Re was, so there will be comparisons made between the two games within this video. So let's actually get straight into it. Hit that like button and hit the subscribe button, and let's talk about the games. Yes, I and everybody else completely understand that this was a playtest, but if we keep feeding every game that comes out on this platform the exact same excuse, we will always, and I mean always, end up in this exact same position. And this has been going on for years now, and you guys still keep giving people the benefit of the doubt. Anyways, I digress. So for the community members that consistently hand developers excuses for years of the exact same result, do me a huge favor and click off this video right now. This is not for you. For everyone else still here, let's get into the conversation of New Moon's actual content and where the problem actually lies within the aspect of this game. And if you want to be quite blunt and just simple and plain, the issue here is that New Moon literally had nothing. The best part of this game's content, if you can even class this as content, was the game's tutorial. And I'm not even trying to be funny. I have the straightest face right now. The tutorial at the start of the game genuinely had substance to it and was somewhat entertaining. Then we actually hop into the game and it does more than under deliver in the game's content. I know demons had it 100 times worse than the Slayers, but I didn't prog a demon slot, so I can't actually speak for them. But as soon as you talk to your trainer and they give you your mission to rank up in order to take on the Slayer's exam, the only thing you do, and I literally mean the only thing you do, is spam PvP missions that throw you into the map to fight other player demons and players of the same faction? First of all, why am I fighting and killing Slayers? Why am I fighting and killing other Slayers? This hinders my fellow faction's progression because killing a Slayer will actually decrease their elo, which actually hinders the progression, slows it down considerably actually, which actually also impacts the rates that happen over that 30-minute to 1 hour time interval, because we actually need our fellow Slayers or fellow faction members to be as powerful as possible to take on raids together, because when you win raids you get rewards for raids, and rewards for raids means drop, and drops means increasing your player's stats. And if we lose these faction raids to demons, guess what? We don't actually get any rewards. So with that being said, why on God's green earth would the development team actually think it would be a good idea to implement gameplay that forces me to kill my fellow faction members? This literally makes zero sense. What actually makes this even worse is that there's no diversity whatsoever in the game's content that is provided for you to progress. You literally spam mission quest for PvP. Now, you can actually argue that there are AI demons that spawn in the city at nighttime, but as a new player, fighting them alone is very hard and time consuming, and you're literally just better off going to a mission and killing another player. And it actually doesn't help that the game's combat mechanics are heavily flawed, so AI having auto parry will actually just end up screwing you over anyways. You are better off just spamming missions and PvPing for progression, which is actually pretty crazy because on the other hand, you have the game's counterpart. It's kind of funny saying that because I'm saying the game's counterpart because they both failed. So it's not really putting the game in a good light. But regardless, I digress. You have the game's counterpart, Fairy Tail Re, that at least had multiple different progression systems for not only PvE but PvP also. And it's actually kind of funny because this actually ends up being a you don't know what you've had until you get something worse type of situation. And in Fairy Tail Re, there was mission boards that gave 3 to 4 different types of quests. However, mission boards were PvE missions. So the quests that you could actually get from the mission boards were fetch quests, delivery quests, and defeat enemy NPC type quests. And then on the PvP sides of things, you had progression that put you in an instance-based area with another player where you fought, and whoever won that 1v1 would actually get EXP again that contributed towards your player's progression. Now there may not actually be that many options for the PvP side of the progression, and it's pretty bland on both parts, PvE and PvP, and quite linear overall. It's definitely better than what we got in New Moon, like definitely better. It's like picking between dog water and cat water. They're both pretty dirty, but one may actually be cleaner than the other because cats actually end up grooming themselves, so it's just gonna end up being less dirty than dog water. Terrible analogy, but you get the point, right? Regardless, at least Fairy Tail Re gave the freedom and fluidity to choose how you actually got to play the game, whereas New Moon is very linear, very simple, and very bland. And genuinely on the content side, I don't think this game has much of an excuse to have nothing. I mean, the demon cave is huge, like quite literally huge, and there is nothing inside of it that helps contribute to demon progression or gameplay whatsoever. There's no blood demon arts trainers, there's no Muzan, there's no unique demon progression at all. Like there's literally nothing cool about being a demon. It's actually worse than being a slayer. It's just disgusting overall. I kid you not, this game's content is completely two-dimensional. It's 2D. Playtest or not, there isn't really room for an excuse in that department, in my opinion. As well as that, the game has mining in it. Like you can actually get pickaxes, and there are spots on the map where you can mine. Not like a specific area to mine, but there are little ores placed around the map in certain areas. Why is this even in the game? There is literally nowhere you can craft anything. There's no crafting areas that are in the game. Like there's nothing for crafting. There's no crafting or blacksmithing NPC anywhere or anything of the sort. So why can I pick up a pickaxe and mine ores? There's literally nothing that makes the gameplay. There's nothing for it here. It was thrown in the game for literally no reason. And then you have the final selection. Now, I've heard a lot of crazy reviews about it. I personally didn't get to play because, as you guys do know, I couldn't play the game anymore. I literally couldn't do it. Most people said it's probably good that I didn't get to play it, and I probably would have gotten pretty tilted. But I've seen videos from multiple different content creators. One is specific, my guy here, I can't pronounce his name because I just can't pronounce it. He did the final selection, and in his video it was actually daytime, so they ran around doing absolutely nothing. I don't know if they ended up passing the Slayer's exam because he ended the video early, but being teleported into final selection in daytime makes absolutely no sense because demons can't spawn in at daytime, so they literally just ran around doing nothing, like quite literally. I do think since it teleports you into instance servers with other players, it should automatically be nighttime. Doesn't really make sense that it teleports you and it's daytime in the final selection server. That, or just don't allow players to queue for final selection until it's nighttime. That would make even more sense. That way players have a set time to know, okay, we need to make our way to the final selection place, and you can get as much players in as possible at certain times of the day or certain times of the night, or basically as soon as it turns night. In my opinion, this is an entry-level mistake that clearly didn't get tested. And even if it didn't, it should have just been common sense, and in my opinion. And in another content creator's video, he actually had a detailed guide of how to do the final selection and what you need to do if you're a solo player. And in that video, it shows that demons will actually spawn in on your player. So if there's multiple people, I'm very sure is a demon per player, but he was in the server by himself, so I don't know. Every 45 seconds, a demon will spawn on you. game, and you need to survive that for 10 minutes in order to pass the final selection. And in my opinion, that is so lazy, genuinely so lazy. I think a perfect example, and the only game that's done it like right so far from what I've played for a good final selection so far, would be Demon Hunter. As much as I don't enjoy the game overall, it did have very good features. So if we're being completely honest, Demon Hunter is the perfect example of how to structure a Demon Slayer game in general. In Demon Hunter, they have a point-based system for each demon that you defeat, and you actually need a certain amount of points in order to pass the final selection. If daytime comes around and you don't have enough points, you failed the final selection, and you have to wait for the next night cycle to actually participate in the next final selection. As well as that, after a certain amount of time, the hand demon will spawn in, and if you defeat the hand demon, you automatically will have enough points to pass the final selection. However, the hand demon is very hard to defeat, and you're definitely going to need a squad of people to defeat it. So in my opinion, instead of just having demons spawn on a player randomly every 45 seconds, you have demons spawn around the map every 45 seconds to a minute or two, and players actually need to traverse the map in order to find the demons and kill them. I don't know if you would make it a point system or a certain amount of demons need to be defeated within a certain time period, but just make the final selection more engaging, more interesting, and harder, because you don't want everybody just completing it every single time. It should be hard. It's not meant to be easy. And if we're being honest, I won't even talk about the combat in this game's video. And if we're being honest, I won't even talk about the combat for the game in this video. There's just no point diving into that again. It's literally just an M1 simulator on the most part. And other than that, there's really nothing else to the game to actually talk about, because the game doesn't actually have anything else to it. You can argue, yeah, it's super hard to get your abilities, but honestly, DNC, there's no point of even grinding to endgame as of right now. Maybe in the future, the New Moon developers will take the community's harsh reaction of this game's public playtest release and just get to work. Honestly, don't release this game as a CC, because I don't think this game, I think this game's reputation has been ruined. Work on the game for another year, if not two, and come around and release it to the public. That's my opinion. I don't think this game does it. Like, nobody's paying for access to this game. Don't make it CC. I promise you no one will play it. It's just that, right? And again, the fact that this game peaked at 50k players, yes, its sharp decline is crazy, but the only reason this game has had a super sharp decline is a testament to how bad the game actually was. People gave this game such a huge chance because obviously the sneaks looked amazing, and it's a Demon Slayer game. I don't know why developers aren't just making good Demon Slayer games. Demon Slayer is a cash cow. People are hungry for, and people have been begging for a good Demon Slayer game since 2021, and we haven't actually had much competition in that aspect. The Demon Slayer niche is still pretty empty, and even if there is quote unquote competition, there's not a lot of it, and there's plenty of room to go around for multiple good Demon Slayer games, which is why I'm super upset and kind of irritated that the Yahiba developers aren't just taking full advantage of the fact that they have a good, if not the best, Demon Slayer game on their hand. Literally, Yahiba, in my opinion, has the best combat system on Roblox. I know there's a New Moon video, but I just had to rant at the end because I'm kind of frustrated. Again, Yahiba most definitely, in my opinion, from what I've seen, has the best combat system on Roblox, in my opinion, and they're not taking full advantage of the fact that they know they have a winning game on their hands. It just doesn't make any sense to me. As we do know, Yahiba is probably not going to come out till probably the end of next year, if not 2027, and if we're super unlucky, never. Hopefully that's not the case. And as this video comes out, New Moon is actually closed, so that's pretty GG. But I digress. It is what it is. Again, I didn't talk about combat because I didn't want to. We all know the combat's flawed. There's no fainting, there's no rolls, there's no roll canceling. The game's just all over the place. So yeah, that's about it from me. This was probably the calmest I'll ever be. I've been tilted all day, and I'm gonna see you guys in the next one. Peace.